have said to people when they ask me, if this Capitol crumbled to the ground, the one thing that would remain is our commitment to our aid, and I don't even call it aid, our cooperation with Israel. That's fundamental to who we are. That's why I'm so delighted to be here.
Every single member of the Senate Democratic Caucus supports security to Israel, Iron Dome, David Sling, Arrow 3, the Stop Human Shields Act, which mandates sanctions against Hamas and Hezbollah for using human shields, supported by the entire Democratic Caucus. All 100 senators signed a letter to the Secretary General of the UN about anti-Israel bias at the UN. All 100 senators signed a letter to Secretary Nielsen asking her to support Israel's participation in the Global Entry Program. This audience that matters to, right? Global Entry, you got to travel a lot. And now we have the United States-Israel Security Act, which would, for years, cement the military relationship. Every single Democrat supports it. And in reference to what Nancy said, one person is holding it up right now. That's Senator Paul. He's a Republican. But I don't say the Republicans don't support Israel, just him. Almost everybody else does. The young people. This is our biggest problem.
Hold on a second. While you're at Rand Paul, why do you think that is? What's with Rand Paul all of a sudden?
Rand Paul he marches to his own drum. And no one can quite, in all due respect, he's a very nice man. I see him in the gym on the bike. But no one can quite figure out where he's coming from on some of these issues. Because if you believe in the security of America, you have to support the security of Israel. There's not a difference between the two. And so I don't believe it. But let me just say about the young people. Here's the problem we face. And it's not young people of just Democrats. I read a study that now a third of the evangelical Christian young people are less supportive of Israel. They don't know what Israel went through. They're young. The intransigence of so many in the Arab world, not just to disagree with Israel, but to wipe Israel out off the face of the map. The trouble is the young people haven't seen that, Chaim. The young people have seen Israel as strong because through their lifetimes, that's what it is. And we have to show them that Israel's still existence, it's only, 8 million people amidst 100 million people. Its very existence is still precarious, despite what Israel has done to build up its strength. With Iran, Iran has nuclear weapons. There are so many different problems that Israel faces. And we have to make an effort, a strong effort, aimed at the young people, not so much in the traditional media, but online. And I would hope that the leaders, Democrat and Republican, of America, of the Jewish community, could come together and we could have a massive campaign aimed at the young people, showing them what we all know. And one other point, one of the reasons, not the only reason, I told this to Mr. and Mrs. Force. One of the reasons I thought the Taylor Force Law was so important is because it showed that even the so-called moderate Arab country, Palestinians, the Palestinian Authority, is rewarding terrorism and giving aid to terrorists and making them heroes. Most young people don't know what a lot of the textbooks say about Israel. The Palestinian Authority textbooks say. So we need a campaign aimed particularly at the young, using the media they talk about, the language they talk about, to show them the truth. They don't know the truth. There's been a lot of propaganda the other way.